Alright, Bismillah, walhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Let's try that again. My mom called and had to take the call. But I wanted to make a follow-up about the book that I had talked about. So yesterday I made a short little video talking about the utility and the importance and the practical application of learning morphology, of learning ilm al-Ṣarf. And so I had mentioned in that video a book that I wanted to recommend, but I couldn't find it because it was lost in a gigantic pile of books. But I have the book here today, and so I'll show that to you and just some of the examples why I think that this book would be good, perhaps not for the absolute beginner, because if you cannot read the alphabet, like if you don't know Alif Ba Ta yet, and you don't at least have kind of even just a beginning rudimentary grasp of reading, that might be a little hard for you, but if you've just got a little bit of under your belt, I think it would work. So the book, I'll show it to you right here. So it's called كيف تتقن الصرف, how to become proficient in Ṣarf, and specifically here as it says what التطبيق من القرآن الكريم والسنة النبوية. It gives examples based upon verses of the Quran and statements of the Prophet ﷺ. So it's perfect because also it's very much in line of the objectives of the typical religious learner of Arabic, right? So that's what it's for. So what I like about this particular work is a couple of things. So for one, and I should mention, right, it's done by Sheikh Ahmed Iskandar. May Allah Ta'ala bless him for doing this work. And so what I like about the work, as you can see here, it has lots of like graphs and colored charts, and so it's very visual in the learning, and I think that's quite important. So here, for instance, he starts with for instance, Ṣarf wa mizanuhu, right? So what is morphology, and then telling you about the different templates or forms. And then, for instance, he goes into the abanit al-masadir, like how are verbal nouns, how are they constructed, what are mustashqat, derivatives, right? That's a very important one as well. How are words derived from, so for instance, if you have the word arsala, you have the verb arsala, and then you have rasul and risala, and then of course the rasul and rusul, like these are the mushtaqat, right? These are the derivatives. These are derived all from the essential root. So like katib, kitaba, kitab, kutub, on and on. So that's a very important one. And so I like that form. The other is, you'll see here, if I can flip it back around, I like the fact that even though I think this is a habit that needs to be broken, but in the beginning, it has all of the vowelization, right? So if you're a person that isn't quite comfortable yet reading without the vowels, then it gives you that. So in this one, it defines, right, ilm al-Ṣarf, like, the science of morphology in Arabic. He says, what they take, for instance, the word ilm, knowledge. He said, dallat ala ma'na al-masdar wa yutlaqu ala ay ilm. So ilm is that which indicates, knowing, it's knowledge. And it's a noun derived from alima, from the verb alima, and what will yutraqu ala ay ilm, and that therefore it can be a word that can be applied to any form of knowledge, religious or otherwise. And so it has all of those in it. Now the website that I found it on last that it was available is called Sifatul Safwa. It's actually a really good website. They have lots of books that you probably typically won't find, at least if you're here in America. They have a lot of other books that you won't typically find. It's not prohibitively expensive, right? It's about $23, but as you can see, it's currently out of stock, and I may have actually contributed to some of that myself. There's also a companion book with this one as well, as you might guess, that is also about كيف تدخل النحو, right? So how to become proficient in Nahu. These are two great books because they're visual, lots of nice colors, lots of examples, and particularly because it uses religious sources, which again, the average Muslim that is going to be trying to learn Arabic is wanting to become proficient in reading and understand those sources. So both books are written by Ahmed Eskander. One is just كيف تتقن الصرف, and the other is كيف تتقن النحو, right? How to become proficient in morphology, how to become proficient in Ṣarf. Many of you have probably already gone through some type of grammar, right, نحو, but maybe are struggling with morphology. And so this is the one that I was referring to yesterday in the video, and the one that I recommend. So inshallah, if you have a chance, check it out. Even if they're out of stock, I think you can sign up where they'll inform you when it's back in stock. Maybe you can even contact them and say, hey, look, I buy a lot from them. So you can maybe mention that it's a book that I had mentioned in the video, and perhaps that would encourage them, especially if there's enough of you that place a demand, perhaps they'll do a reorder and the book will be back in stock. So inshallah, I hope that helps. See you in the next one. Assalamu alaikum.